Is Kamala Harris going to hire Gary Gensler as her U.S. Treasury Secretary? And the Democrats released their platform of what they want to do economically, and it doesn't include crypto. This is bad. Plus, we have news that the Fed may announce this week what they're going to do with rate cuts come September, and we're going to talk about how this impacts the markets. Let's break it down. Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, we got a lot of big news to cover, so make sure you watch and listen to the end. First, let's talk about rate cuts and what's going to happen with the markets. So there's news that Jerome Powell mentioned that the Fed is open to cutting rates by 50 basis points this Friday at the Jackson Hole speech per Evercore. So these are reports coming in. We know we're going to hear very soon about how much they want to cut by. And I think it could be 25 basis points or 50 basis points or maybe 100, right? We'll have to wait and see. Nevertheless, we know a cut is coming because it's an election year. We know the Fed is influenced by the sitting president, and the incumbents want to make the stock market and the economy look as best as possible so that they can get reelected. Now, in the case of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, it's a unique situation, obviously, but the Democrats want to stay in power. So if Jerome Powell announces this cut, I think the markets are going to react positively. As I've been stating, though, I believe the timeline for these things to actually happen will come in September because sell-in may go away. Nothing happens in summertime. So we have to be patient, and I think the markets will react accordingly. Bitcoin right now is trading over $59,000, still chopping sideways. But the DXY, folks, the DXY is crashing. It is at 101 right now. We want to see it below 100, of course, but looking very bearish. Surprisingly, XRP is moving up a bit. Had some nice movements today, and some different analysts are saying that XRP is ready for a rally. So we're going to start to see the cycling of the liquidity from meme coins into blue chip cryptos such as Cardano, XRP, and so forth. And here's an example. It was actually reported today. Solana sees record outflows as meme coin trading declines. So once again, the liquidity moving from these meme coins to blue chip altcoins. And this is stuff I've been tweeting about and saying for the past year. The liquidity doesn't hit all coins at the same time. It's going to cycle through the different tiers of altcoins. So whether it was the AI coins, meme coins, and I think now it's going to hit some blue chip. And that's why I think XRP is starting to move. So this is why you have to be patient, folks, and you have to watch the charts. You don't listen to Jim Cramer, and you have to do your own research. You have to be able to understand the liquidity flow, which I shared ad nauseum with you guys. So hopefully you've been a watcher and listener of this podcast and you've learned this. So the liquidity will cycle accordingly. So I'm very bullish on this news. Now let's move ahead. The big news of the day. It's coming from the Washington Reporter. Matthew Foldy is reporting that Kamala Harris is likely to nominate Gary Gensler as Treasury Secretary if elected. So there's multiple layers to this onion we have to peel back. Is this possible? Yes, it's definitely possible because Kamala Harris, to this date, has not announced her crypto policy. She has not disavowed Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler. And while many Democrats like Wally Nickel and Congressman Ro Khanna, I definitely respect them, and I've had them on the podcast, have tried to rally Democrats and different folks to show that Democrats are not all anti-crypto. The fact of the matter is, the people who have been attacking crypto, Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler, are still in power. And the head of the snake, so to speak, Kamala Harris, has not disavowed them and has not done a 180 from them. Now, I am optimistic because I saw Chuck Schumer come out and make some bullish statements hinting that he thinks Elizabeth Warren is an extremist and that crypto regulation is definitely needed. Now, this news is getting some pushback because the reporter spoke to a Republican, Tom Emmer, who I've had on the podcast, and there's a bit of political gamesmanship happening here. So you can't entirely put credence to this because it's from the opposing side. However, I don't think this is far-fetched, and unless Kamala Harris comes out and says different and shows us her crypto policy, then I have to go with the probability that she will do this because she has not made any statements. The other reason why I think this is that the Democrats came out today, and Eleanor Terra of Fox Business reported they have officially released their platform, their party platform on day one of the DNC. There's no mention of blockchain technology, Bitcoin digital assets, or anything related to crypto. She even tagged Congressman Wally Nichols saying, hey, what's the deal here? Why would you not include this technology, especially after all the lobbying? How many Democrats and so forth started joining the Republicans to repeal SOB 121, to pass the FIT 21 bill out of the House? What's going on here, right? And this is why I'm pissed off a bit here with these Democrats, because there's an opportunity here for the United States to be the leader in this technology, to keep jobs here, wealth creation, and much more. And to disavow Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler, the nonsense they've been doing. Elizabeth Warren formed the anti-crypto army, and Kamala Harris could come out and give her a statement. She doesn't have to do an entire speech on it, but she at least has to let us know where she stands. And the flip side of that, Donald Trump has told us where he stands, and the Republicans are clear where they stand. Now, this news about Gary getting the secretary job, many folks are coming out saying, hey, don't trust this because it's coming from a Republican source. Caitlin Long tweeted out the following about this news, saying, multiple Democrats contacted me to say the Gensler as a Treasury Secretary rumor is false. One thinks the source of the rumor is Gensler himself, thinks he planted it just to mess with all of us. That sounds about right, to be honest. Now, we know Gary Gensler is a scumbag regulator, as I've been saying for years, so it wouldn't surprise me. But at the same time, going back to my point, Kamala Harris, where are you? It's crickets. It's silence. It's radio silence. Where are you? We need to hear, because if this is the stuff that we're going to hear and see, and the Democrats coming out on day one of the DNC do not include crypto and technology in their platform, what's going on here? So not looking good. And the Democrats keep playing with fire. There is over $200 million raised in the super PAC Fair Shake that is supporting pro-crypto candidates. And don't get me wrong, it's supporting Democrats and Republicans. But we know largely there's more support on the Republican side for crypto. And those who have been aligning themselves to Elizabeth Warren have been losing on Super Tuesday and in the primaries. So Democrats are playing with fire here. And you look at the GOP Republican platform, party platform, and they are clear. They have a full section on championing innovation, crypto, artificial intelligence. This should not be a party thing. It should be a United States thing. And my goal is to help get more Democrats informed and awakened to this situation, and that both sides of the aisle support crypto and different technology, and we get clear regulations and legislation, folks. But the Democrats want to play this game. They're going to make their bet and lie in it. And we are already seeing who's losing in those primaries, guys. So here is Senator Haggerty, who I should have on the podcast soon. He talked about this, saying that the Democrats leaving out crypto from their party platform, that they have been trying to have it both ways, paying campaign season lip service to crypto while maintaining their hostility towards this groundbreaking technology. But the complete absence of crypto support in the Democrat Party platform only reconfirms that the party leaders want to continue what they've done for the last 4 years, to try and destroy crypto. Have no doubt about it. The Republican Party is the party of crypto. Now, until Kamala Harris comes out and says something, I have to go with this narrative. Tell me I'm wrong, right? Because again, the facts are they left it out of their platform. Kamala Harris is not saying jack, and you got news like this circulating that she's going to rehire Gary Gensler, right? When the entire crypto industry has been calling for his firing, and we see he's been breaking the law. The courts call him arbitrary and capricious. In the debt box case, the judge sanctioned the SEC. They had to close their Salt Lake City, Utah office and fire some people. It's pathetic. And you're going to hire this guy as the Treasury Secretary, right? But we've been hearing for a long time, for years, that Gary wants that job. So it could be Elizabeth Warren is still pulling the strings here. But like I said, Democrats want to make their bed They will lie in it come the election, folks. Here, David Bailey, who is the founder of the Bitcoin conference, and his CEO of Bitcoin Magazine, said there should be a criminal investigation into what exactly happened between SBF and Gary Gensler. Now, remember, Patrick McHenry threatened to subpoena Gary over the communications and the documents. The SEC has not handed them over. Why would you not hand that over? Because they have stuff to hide. Gary has a lot to hide. He was meeting with SBF. He was meeting with FTX officials, and they were working on that special broker-dealer license, folks. That's what was cooking up, the one that was given to Prometheum, and they were going to make FTX a monopoly. And of course, we know all the other details, right? Money funneling to candidates and much more. So they're going to hire this scumbag again. So this is the frustrating part. But there's still a window of time that we can hear from Kamala. I'm not putting a lot of hope in that. But if we do, that will be really great for crypto because, as I've stated before, we need crypto to be bipartisan so that we can unlock the full benefits of it in the United States. That's important. It can't be one party. But if this is the way the Democrats want to go, they're going to feel it in the election. Now, folks, quick word from our sponsor, and that is BitGo. BitGo is one of the top tier crypto custodians in the market. They are used by many big institutions and companies such as Pantera Capital, that's Dan Morehead, Bitstamp Exchange, Bitcoin IRA. Nike uses BitGo's wallet services for its NFTs. Some of the services that BitGo offers includes hot wallets, custodial wallets, self-managed cold wallets, and NFT wallets. So if you'd like to learn more about BitGo, go to bitgo.com. Link will be in the description. Now, folks, we got some great news. Remember that unhosted wallet rule that the Treasury was trying to push? Well, it is officially dead. Folks, this is great news. And we even saw recently that the IRS 1099 digital assets form, which was unreasonable, got pulled back as well. So we're getting some victories here, folks. And the crypto industry advocacy groups like Coin Center, Blockchain Association, the Digital Chamber, they've been doing a great job fighting, pushing back. And folks, we're gaining ground here. So the midnight unhosted wallet rule is officially dead. It has been pending rulemaking for years. Now Treasury has officially withdrawn it. It was a major fight for Coin Center for years, now a victory. Folks, this is huge. So all those nonsense things that, Elizabeth Warren and her cronies at the Treasury and different places were trying to push are getting kicked out. And we saw that Elizabeth Warren's bill, the de facto banning of crypto, I forgot the congressman's name, but he backed out. He's a Republican. He was co-sponsoring that bill. He backed out. So we are winning, folks. Crypto will win. Disruptive technology will win, despite the roadblocks and things that are put up in front of us. Now, we also got news here that Bitwise Asset Management has acquired ETC Group, the London-based digital asset manager and creator of Europe's largest physical Bitcoin ETP. The acquisition deepens our industry-leading suite of crypto products and brings Bitwise's clients access to global insights, they tweeted. This is a big acquisition. Folks, these are signs of a growing asset class and industry when you have these mergers, acquisitions, expansions globally, and they're not expanding and doing these acquisitions for fun. They want to make money. They know adoption is on the rise. Bitwise, of course, is one of the top firms in the US. They have a lot of crypto products. They have an ETF, of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. I've often had Matt Hogan, the CIO, on the podcast. I'm going to try to get him on to talk about this, but everyone is trying to get the largest share of the pie here and grow their market share because there's money to be made here. Now, we got news that Fabric Cryptography to develop cryptography processing unit after raising $33 million. So this is another sign of the maturing asset class. More companies are able to get capital from different investors. So Silicon Valley hardware startup Fabric Cryptography raised $33 million in a Series A funding round to develop a cryptography processing unit, which it calls the Verifiable Processing Unit, VPU. The Series A funding round was co-led by Blockchain Capital and 1KX, with participation from Off-Chain Labs, Polygon, and Matter Labs, among others. The round comes after a $6 million seed round led by Metaplanet, with participation from Inflection, Liquid 2 Ventures, and others. The funding will enable the team to build the computing chips, software, and cryptographic algorithms required for the new VPU, which the team describes as a custom silicon chip that uses an instruction set architecture specific for cryptography. According to a company press release, the VPU set to go into production later this year will be able to drastically improve the speed and cost of running advanced cryptographic workloads compared to currently available CPUs and GPUs, the team claims. Fabric Cryptography claims to have already received tens of millions of dollars in pre-orders for its new unit, and it's concurrently developing a software stack and cloud infrastructure to make the tech more accessible for developers and support growing demand. Now, this is bullish. You may say, why, Tony? Who cares? They're making chips. Folks, for the mass adoption of this technology in different use cases and in different walks of life, you need proper infrastructure. And to have proper infrastructure, you need really good software and really good hardware. If you don't have those things, it becomes very hard. So the fact that there is improvements being made to make things more efficient and faster, that's good for the end consumer and the users, right? We've often talked about reducing the friction so that the next billion people can come in and adopt crypto. We're not at a billion users yet from an adoption standpoint. We're in the millions. But in order to get there, it's where my mom and dad, my aunt and uncle, and the older generation can use these things and not be scared and not be turned off by it. We need the proper infrastructure. We need the proper interface and technology and all these things. And even from an enterprise standpoint, to be able to service enterprises globally, we need the technology and the infrastructure. So this is a really good sign. All of these things culminate to more adoption of the technology and the coins and investments and all that, and the networks, the blockchain networks becoming stronger and more valuable. And you, as the token holders of many of these blockchain networks, can benefit with that. So I hope you understand why this is important and why it benefits you, and why you as an investor need to understand what's being built, who's building, who's investing, and so forth. And that's why I share it with you on this podcast. So bullish news, guys. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Do you think scumbag regulator Gary Gensler will get that Treasury job? I hope not. That would be a spit in the face of the crypto industry and the American people to have that guy become the Treasury Secretary. And look, I'm going to make it my job to make sure people know about who he is and what he's been doing. And that's why I call him a scumbag, right? So let me know what you guys think, guys. Be sure to sign up for my free email newsletter on Substack. It's 100% free. Link will be in the description. Also, grab a copy of my book, Rethinking Crypto. It's available on Amazon in paperback and digital, as well as barnesandnobles.com. Guys, grab a copy for yourself to support the podcast. Grab a few copies for your friends and family who want to learn about crypto. It covers crypto's past, present, and future. And it includes some tips for investing in crypto. So it gives the full lay of the land. If you've bought a copy already, please leave a rating and review. It would really help me out, help my rankings and so forth. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.